Hello, my name is Mike, and welcome to Curious Expedition. I have played this game quite a few times during its development process. It was available early access, but now it is available full release. You can go ahead and buy this at any time, and I've played through it a couple times. It's a fun little roguelike adventure game. If you're not familiar with it, you basically take control of a small party of people, and you walk around a level. It's got a hex-like structure, and you try and find items and treasures to take home. And you try and become the most prosperous explorer. You're competing against a couple of other explorers, so you're trying to bring back the most treasure. And you've got 6 levels to do that on, and that's the end of the game. A very simple concept, but still a fun adventure game. And I had to come back to this game because I saw, just out of the corner of my eye, that somebody has come up with an interesting mod for it. Somebody named Don Vino has come up with the Futurama Farnsworth Pack Plus. So instead of controlling Mary Curie or some other explorer, you are controlling the Professor Farnsworth from Futurama. Futurama is probably one of my favorite shows of all time, so any novelty Futurama game is definitely worth my time. This mod claims that it will make the game a bit easier, so I'll probably play on normal difficulty instead of easy like I normally do. It adds 6 characters: Fry, Farnsworth, Leela, Bender, Hermes, and Zoidberg. So there are 6 people in the party, which is more than usual. So yeah, that would definitely make it easier. So we'll start a new game. Going over to Farnsworth. I like the sprite work. I don't know if this is original sprite work or not, but it definitely fits in with the rest of them. I've beaten this game a couple times. You got the gold portraits here. I think that's for beating the game with that character. So we'll go over to Farnsworth. The Professor comes with a lot of different characters and a couple of items, doomsday devices, slurm. We'll get into this once we start the game. So here we're starting off. We're going to go off on the expedition. After rising at the break of dawn, I made my way to the docks. We had a little time before the ship would be ready, so I sat on the pier and waited. A wealthy foreigner named Dare approached the ship. He told me that he used to live in the area of our upcoming expedition before coming to England with a crew. He had become a man of means here and requested that I find his wife in the former village and accompany her to London. Okay, my party's pretty big right now. Don't know if we'll have room for that, but if I find her, I will try and bring her back. So here is the procedurally generated map. It's probably going to be a pretty small one. Basic I think it's a 2x2 square over here, but several hexes within these 2 squares. The rich foreigner has indicated the location of his former village on the map. We might be able to find his beloved there. If you've never played this game before, it's a procedurally generated map, so no map is the same twice. And there are villages we can go around, try and get some supplies. You gotta maintain our sanity. We lose sanity the longer we're out here, and we can replenish it, I think, by drinking supplies like Slurm. That might restore some sanity. I'm sure our characters have some status effects. Let me check them out quickly. So Professor Farnsworth has 2 blue dice, which are okay, not great. He is mad and senile. We have a quote from him there. That just means our max sanity is -20. So normally we'd have 100 sanity to maintain, but now we have a little bit less because Professor Farnsworth has a bit of a detriment. Hermes brings 1 blue dice to the table, and he has the negative penalty file report, which doesn't... I don't know what that does, but the positive... Bureaucrat level 36, better than 37 but worse than 35. Allows me to have an additional combat roll. That is definitely welcome. Zoidberg. Ooh, Zoidberg's actually got an attack dice. I like having those. He's actually got 2. A human attack dice and an animal attack dice, so that's nice. Reduces movement costs in shallow rivers, so we can do some crossing of these areas without a movement penalty. And once a month, he will spit out a precious and beautiful marble. That reminds me of the episode where they were hippies. And time machine. This is our steed, our mount. Normally that would be a donkey, but now it's a time machine. Got a lot of carrying capacity. It does not use up a character slot. Health regeneration rate. Okay, so it can't really be destroyed either. Just go ahead and mount on top of that thing, which will reduce our carrying capacity, but that's not really an issue. And we'll be able to travel around a lot faster. That's going to save us a lot of sanity, so that's good. Fry has 1 die. He's got the green die, which is good for defense and assisting. Not great for attacking, but good when coupled with other dice. He also has some positivity. Sparkling personality increases loyalty of all Trek members in regular intervals. That'll be useful, I think. So we'll be able to upgrade members pretty quickly. Leela, of course, she brings a combat die. I wouldn't imagine anything different. We gain sanity from fighting, which is going to encourage us to engage in fights maybe we would have tried to avoid. Maybe there's a couple of wolves out there that would normally be more of a hassle than they're worth. It might be worth it to fight them for the additional sanity. And Leela is a mutant, making her immune to becoming an abomination. There are a couple of events that can trigger that would infect your characters, and I guess Leela would be immune to that. And I think I saw in the description that Bender is as well, which would make sense because he is a robot. He's got a lot of carrying capacity, a green dye. The team gets increased sanity when drinking whiskey, so that would be very useful, another way to gain sanity. He does not use up a character slot, and again, he is immune to becoming an abomination. So that's quite a lot to start with. Normally in this game, you don't start with quite so much, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. We are going to go to this village, only going to take us 16 sanity, so let's travel there. Little sprites. Oh, yes, that's very nice. Little sprites like his. Oh, some of them have increased, some of them have decreased loyalty. For some reason, the ship had decreased loyalty. I didn't realize that was a possibility, but whatever. And we are here in the village. We encountered a tribe that were apparently in reverence of the spirit world. And as I observed the tribe, I noticed one woman was somewhat out of place. She was the wife I had been tasked to escort back to London. Without further ado, she happily joined our trek and began to show us around the village. I was worried I wouldn't have room for her in our team, but I'm glad we do. The villagers are happy about our appearance and welcome us with open arms. Our reputation seemed to be very positive in this region. Don't get used to it. Reputation does not last very long in this game, in my experience. We could try recruiting tribesmen, but considering how full our party is, I don't think that's necessary. We could rest here. We got plenty of sanity, we don't need to. Might be able to trade. Anything useful? Voodoo dolls, red berries, some jewels wouldn't be terrible. I might take some jewels. I'll have to trade for it, have to barter for it. Give you a little farina, so I'll trade you 2 farina for some jewels. In a heartbreaking ceremony, Juzo said farewell to her tribe. I guess that's her name. As we left, she mentioned that she would like to visit a holy shrine in the vicinity to receive a blessing for her travels. I think we can do that. To the shrine we go. She's got that down there, alright. And we'll try and navigate down there past all of these mountains. So we'll have to move here. 7 sanity points to do that. No problem. Actually, this is... mountained off. We might have to go around the long way around here. And we're losing a decent amount of sanity doing this, but... with 16 sanity, we are just about there. Apparently we found a self-made spear and a bag of colorful marbles while walking around, so that's useful. Examine the shrine. I swear I hear the sound of rushing water beneath our feet. Ooh. Usually these shrines have a bit of a trap, so I'm going to assume this one will cause flooding if we do something incorrect. We can investigate the altar. Ooh, we have 2 items we could take. Very precious things. Yeah... why don't we go ahead and take those? I think Bender would agree that's a good thing to do. But we lost standing, and of course, an enormous fountain of water burst through the ground and began to flood the surrounding area. We have to run like our lives depend on it, because they do! So that area is flooding, and I'm going to try and go around as quickly as I can. I think that my standing with the locals is still pretty good. It's only -1 right now, so we'll travel back there. Yeah, we're going to lose some sanity on the way back. Hopefully no negative penalties happen. I think there's a negative penalty happening right now. I was tired beyond what my body could take. Juzo had strayed from the path when he ducked under a large tree. The tree was rotten to the core and made an ugly sound as it came crashing on her with all its weight. Juzo screamed in anguish and lost consciousness. We could give up and let her be crushed. Let's try and lift the tree. We have 2 combat dice. One of them needs to roll a sword. So, pretty good chance of a success here, but definitely not guaranteed. Okay, we're good. I constructed a makeshift lever out of branches and small pieces of wire. Let me show you the pieces of wire I've used. And we have freed Juzo from her arboreal incarceration. She was injured, but alive. How seriously is she injured? Yeah, she's bleeding, not great. Yeah, over time this can become infected. So, again, we're out of sanity right now. Let's try and take some slurm. Okay, that restores 15 sanity. And we have +1 slurm glow, whatever that does. It attracts animals. I don't see any animals around here, so it's good that I have that penalty and I'm not being penalized for it. But if I want to drink Slurm in the future, I gotta remember that it's gonna cause that negative effect. So we're gonna make our way to that village. Hopefully we'll be able to rest there. Not guaranteed, but we're gonna need to do that if we can. The villagers had been awaiting us. They were aware of us. They were cautious, politely offered their help. Yeah, we need to rest here. We unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at the campfire. A young child was so excited about our stay that she ran up to me for a hug. A rash was clearly visible on their neck and arms. I am 160 years old. I cannot allow you to touch me. Who knows what terrible disease this child had, therefore I made the risk not to get too close. However, my standing has decreased as a result of it, which makes sense. Good night. Only 30 sanity from that, sadly, but it's good for now. They demanded a gesture of goodwill from me because of our less than virtuous reputation. So now I have the option of trading them some of my items or fighting them. I think it's a little early in the game to start a fight with a bunch of natives. We'll try and barter a little bit, so... Would you like this golden skull I found? Yes. They are very happy to take that from me. Give me back my farina, if you mind. We settled this little dispute with the villagers, and we unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. They shared food with us, and we spent an enjoyable evening with them. And now our sanity is up to 60, which is definitely better. We lost a little bit more standing. We are definitely stressing. We're wearing out our welcome. It's time for us to leave. We packed up and sailed forth. Juzo stayed behind for a while as she had more business to attend to, but she caught up with us. The villagers stared at me as I departed. They might be following us now, as our reputation is down to -6, and the maximum is -10. So they might start sending hit squads after us. Okay, let's get out of here, shall we? Let's start leaving. We need to find that shrine, I think, down here. Actually, no, now that I remember, the shrine got flooded. So it looks like the flooding here is... Actually, the flooding might actually come and wipe out this village, so we should probably get out of here as soon as we can. Maybe check out what's down here. I'm curious a little bit. So how's that village? Okay, the flooding has stopped. It's definitely wiped out a good section of land, though. And let's check out the cave. We don't have a torch, so exploring might be dangerous, though. We can try to explore in the darkness. We have plenty of dice. All we have to do is roll one eye. We'll be good. Oh yeah, definitely. We rolled 2 of them. So, we don't need a torch. It is dark, though. Fate smiles on us. Our eyes adjust to the darkness. We stumble into a dead end with fascinating vestiges of some ceremonial tomb. Within were mummified corpses. Let's take the mummy, wrapped in a mysterious linen.
Good. Leela, Bender, we're going grave robbing.
I'll get my kit.
What could be the harm in taking a mummy? A group of native warriors appeared and confronted us somewhat intimidatingly. They must have been tailing me since I left the village. Their leader was clearly beside himself about my actions and demanded that I pay tribute as compensation. I could pay tribute or I could just deny it and fight them. Unless I roll a brain. If I roll I think there's a good chance of me doing that. Let's deny tribute. And we got lucky. Thank you, Hermes. Somehow we were able to placate them and make peace. That's what a bureaucrat is here for. They allowed us to leave, and we continued on. Since we have explored this eastern half of the island, let's start moving over and exploring the western half. Losing a little bit of sanity, we found some marbles, we found a spear while walking around. All of that's good to find, good stuff. We're getting low on sanity, we're gonna have to use some slurm. Or maybe we could use some farina. Okay, yeah, we gain a little bit of sanity from doing that, good. Let's check out this area. Some kind of thing here, right? We arrived at a stone overhang. It would serve us as a basic shelter against the elements. We can rest overnight to regain some sanity. Yes, let's do that. I instructed the team to halt, and I told the people to rest. The night was bleak, and everyone was seemingly worn out as we sat and stared into the fire. I was returning from a small scouting trip when I heard some laughter at the camp. Curious, I listened to them and noticed to my disappointment that Juzo was apparently imitating me. The group immediately hushed when they noticed me, but I feared my authority was already tarnished. I could chastise Juno, which would tarnish her loyalty. I could let it slide. It says let it slip, but I assume it means let it slide. I let Juzo know that I would not tolerate such behavior, and now she's a little mad at me. That's fine. Going to bed. Don't cut my throat while we sleep, please. Resting a couple of days. There we go. Rested up. Oh, good. We got plenty of sanity now. Let's head out. As we left, we became aware that our campfire had set alight some nearby bushes. Before we knew it had participated, the fire began to spread out of control. I believed Juzo to be the cause of this incident, and I urged her to be more prudent next time. Yes, maybe Bender's blaming her, who knows, that'd be the kind of thing he would do. Well, I hope the exit's not in this direction, because everything's going to be on fire soon. Let's see, I guess we'll make our way down here. There's a mysterious question mark. Could be the exit, could be something we need. Couple people increased in loyalty, that's fine. And that's the shrine, I think that's the exit. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment. Pluck will do every time. Enter the pyramid. After such an endeavor, tremendous relief overcame me. I knew that this name, Professor Farnsworth, would be written long after I departed this life. Never return! Is it a potato man? What? Good news, everyone! It's a doctor, honey, a doctor. I love these. I know all of these lines. They're definitely all lines from the show. It's brilliant. Whoever made this mod, that word stench, they're definitely a fan of the show. You gotta give them credit. We should tell Dr. Wernstrom about this. Now we can pick a bonus. Ruffian, we receive an additional attack dice. I don't think that's going to be necessary. We have plenty of people, all of which are contributing. Now Zoidberg is the popular one. Bullet. People said I was dumb, but I proved them. You, a Cyclops. Sweet Gorilla of Manila. Bullet Hoarder, but a character with this perk can find a bullet. Again, not Bender is the greatest. We don't need any more combat bonuses. What's this? Fresh Air Fanatic, increased sanity gain when resting in nature. Yeah, that's good. Recovering sanity is good. We'll go with that one. All right, how are we stacking up against everybody else? Looking good. They're all returning home. I've never seen anybody else die on an expedition. It'd be pretty cool if every once in a while. Yeah. We're playing on an easier difficulty with all these people helping us out. I imagine after we do a few more days of this, a few more journeys, we're gonna start losing people. Maybe Fry might get mutated, or Bender gets dragged off by wild dogs. Who knows? What do I want to do with the treasures we have brought? We can sell them for funds or donate them for fame. Funds are better for the jewels. We'll sell those. And the animal tooth. Ooh, lots of fame from the golden llama. We'll gift that. Not that we're behind or anything. And the mummy. Might get a bit of money at auction, but definitely going to get us a lot of fame at the museum. Oh yes, we are number 1. I am curious to see what more I can do with this and to see how the party is going to turn out. So until next time, I am going to come back to this, but for now, this has been Curious Expedition with the Futurama mod. Thank you for joining me.